What if you knew happiness could never be found in a year, in a decade, century, or millennium? What if you knew that time is an enemy of happiness? And in order to be happy, you will have to give up time. Does this make any sense? Join us and see if it is possible for you or me to be happy at any point and at any time. This is Who Am I?
Who am I?
Who am I?
Who? Our purpose is to awaken.
Who am I?
To awaken to absolute truth.
Am I?
Who am I?
Who?
Who?
Our purpose is to awaken to absolute truth.
Absolute.
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 Absolute truth.
Our purpose is to awaken. Are they one and the same? Absolute truth. That's our purpose.
Who am I?
Happy New Year! Well, by the time this show is on TV, it will either be right before New Year or right after, okay? So, you know how New Year is, some people make promises, like what? Lose weight, right? Or what? Maybe start going to church more, or, whatever, okay? And so there's something that seems to be, well, there's an end to one time, and there's a beginning of another time. They even graphically show, the New Year as a little baby, and, the old year going out as an old man, who's about ready to flop, okay? So, it looks like there's a progression, that there's a change, all right? And that's what time has to say, that there is something that allows for change from one state to another state. And this is what we're asking. Is that possible in truth? All right? Now, Einstein got into this whole thing about time and space. He called it space-time. All right? And Einstein said it's relative. All right, what time is it on Andromeda, the next galaxy over? All right? It's a meaningless question. All right? We measure it because, that 365 for this Earth, this little planet, in the outer rims of this galaxy, the Milky Way, it's all right out there. We just in the, we in the low-class neighborhood of the Milky Way, all right? And because this little solar system, they got billions of solar systems just in the Milky Way, all right? Just in the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is just one galaxy of billions and billions. How did Carl Sagan used to say? Billions and billions of galaxies. There are more galaxies than there are grains of sand on every beach on this planet. Okay? Now, you tell me what time is. Glory then, Raphael.
Well, if we go back to the board, what is the basis of God's identity? We've identified that one of the bases of God's identity is infinity.
All right.
All. So, infinity, there is no time. There is no beginning. There is no end. Just is.
So would you say
time
these
does
two are
not
the same?
Right.
Okay.
So time cannot exist. If you draw that line, time is a human construct. Thank you.
So
Or
you're saying,
concept.
because we usually draw this line here,
Right.
you're saying this is all that there is, because
Right.
infinity means all that there is.
Right.
And here you're saying that there's something called time.
Right.
All right?
So human and time are one and the same.
So you're saying human equals time.
Right.
All right? And this is what you call what? You call it God?
Yes, I would say that's words that would describe God's identity.
So God could not know about time.
Right.
All right? But can Gloria know something called out of time?
No, Gloria is human, so therefore it's all about time.
Yeah.
So I couldn't know what's above the line outside of time.
Yeah. See, time is something, as I was saying, something for change to occur. It's a construct
Right.
that there is something called change. And all of us are affected by change, us meaning humans, all right? Nobody looks like they did 30 years ago, okay? You know, you were born, you know, and then you have, you know, a progression, and there's change. And this changes. This is changeless. Truth can't change, okay? But you change. Physically, you change. Mentally, what you gonna think about next? You don't know. You might say, I'm gonna think about, you know, money. And next thing you think about is what? Whatever. All right? You don't even know what you're gonna dream about tonight. All right? But all of that is time-based. See, it's all based upon this, that you have a mind. And this mind is really the same as time. Think without mind. Can you think without time?
No.
No. Like if I ask you, what is this? What is it? Come on. No trick question. Oh, y'all brilliant. Yeah, all right. You're with the harbor or something. Okay. But how did you know that this is chalk?
They taught us.
Yeah, you have to go into your memory.
Yeah.
All that you know is your memory. It's all past. Everything you think is past based. Okay? Otherwise, you as a human couldn't know it. All right? It's kind of like I remember there was a movie made about 34 years ago. The gods went crazy or something. And a Coca-Cola bottle fell from the sky. And remember they started worshiping the Coca-Cola bottle? Because they didn't know what it was. Supposedly, like when Columbus came to America, you know, the natives here could not really see them because they didn't have anything to program a ship with. Okay? So they didn't even see them. But when we see something, our senses cannot tell us what is. Our senses can tell us what was. Do you get that? Yes. I never see you. I see what I think of you. You get it? I don't know anything because I only know what I have been taught, conditioned. And that's all past based.
Where does future come in? That's
the same as past. The future is nothing but the past. It's just projected thought. Okay? And neither of which can be this. This is the only thing that is. And you don't know what that is. Because this is. And that's beyond time. Raphael then added.
Yes, Dr. Carter, in your introduction, you said, give up time in order to be happy.
Oh, you mean the T's?
Yes, in the T's. Give up time so you can be happy. It's only today, and that's your entire life today. It's because we need to be awakened to the day.
Well, see, this is what the human mind would do. The human mind has past, has future, and has a present that's sandwiched in between a past and a future. Okay? Like the past go all the way back to, you know, what scientists will say, you know, 13.8 billion years ago, Big Bang. It goes all the way into the future. And then there seems to be something we call the present. Like we all say, yeah, we here in Atlanta, Georgia, you know, on Monday, so, you know, that kind of thing. This is a room at AIB. That appears to be the present, but that's not now. See, when you said today, that may be a way that the mind likes to sneak in this thing called the present and confuse it with now. Okay? You can't talk about now. You can't say anything that's true about now. You can say what isn't now, but you can't say what is now. Okay? I don't care if you're Einstein or whatever. This is where your human mind is restricted to these particular domains, past, present, and future. And so, yeah, it looks like today, and that's time-based. Today is Monday. You know, well, what day is it on Andromeda? Okay? Or whatever. Okay? Addie.
Well, it doesn't even have to be what day is it on Andromeda, because you can just say, what day is it on the other side of the international timeline?
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I agree that no present, because as soon as you think present, it's already past. But what I was going to ask about is what the Bible says about in the beginning. That's kind of what I wanted to discuss, and I had this discussion already today about the beginning. You know, what, you know, how could anybody even talking about the beginning? Because you would have to have been there before the beginning, wouldn't you?
Well, you know, that's again, as a human mind has to have a start and a stop, okay, because it's finite. Anything finite has a, you know, beginning and an end, okay? Does this have a beginning? Infinity.
Well, as far as I've been told, it doesn't.
Well,
But I
let's
can't-
look. We hear the question. Does this have a beginning?
As far as I know, it does.
I mean,
not.
like, do some critical thinking. Can existence, this means to exist. Is means
Right.
to exist. Can existence not exist? There's nothing to counter existence. Isn't cannot counter isn't. Because it's infinite. There's nothing to counter infinity. And this is infinite. Because it exists. And you can call it God if you want to. Okay, but the only thing, if you say God, you know, everybody's got some teachings about God. The Muslims and, you know, whatever. You know, there are all kinds of, even within there are
No,
subdivisions.
I think everybody agrees there's only one God.
No, everybody doesn't agree with that.
Yes, they do.
No. Go and talk to Hindus. Okay? They got, you know, well, three biggies, you know, Brahman and Vishnu and Shiva. Okay? And then they got thousands of others. You know, and you know, ancient Greeks, they had, you know, all kinds of gods, you know. So there, you know, people will have their beliefs about God. Okay? And there are all kinds of beliefs about God. And most people think that their beliefs are true. Okay? Particularly if it's cast in religious context, they would say it's true. But when you begin to question it, get to the premise of something. What is it? See, everything has to have a premise to stand on. What is the premise of God? Now, that's an intelligent question. What do you mean when you say God? Okay?
So what's the beginning of infinity?
There's no beginning of infinity.
Okay.
So there's no beginning. Okay?
So it just always was.
Yes.
Ills.
Yeah.
Ills.
Yeah, see, there's no past. See, that's his human mind. This is why you got to understand psychology. And I don't mean like what I was taught at Columbia, or Morehouse, or whatever, Morehouse. My Clark lady back there. Did y'all beat us this year in football? Well, don't get in that. Anyway, the thing, though, is, you know, you got to understand how the human mind works, because that's all you know. It tells you everything, because you think, and you feel, and you perceive. That's all psychology. And as I said to you, psychology means, the term literally means the study of the soul. And soul means essence. But what they teach at Harvard and Stanford and Oxford and Columbia or whatever, okay, that's made up. So what? So it's the Super Bowl. But you can have fun watching, you know, well, this last one we didn't have fun. And the Patriots had fun, but we didn't, all right? But anyway, I mean, but it's just made up because it has a beginning and it will have an end. I remember when there was, Joe, remember when there wasn't a Super Bowl? Yeah. You know? I remember when there wasn't a Super Bowl, but it's just made up. Made up by what? This. A thought. It's a thought. Okay? Now, you may want to ask, what was God doing before, you know, he started the beginning of this?
Oh, well, I have asked, why did he feel the need?
Well, you know, that's like saying that, see, your premise again is that...
Or
there's
she, I'm
or
sorry.
she, whatever. Those are pronouns. You know, that you're now making God finite. Okay? You have God doing something that's not him. And so but you always have to ask, what does this have to do, how consistent is this with infinity, since this is the only thing there is? Infinity is the only thing that is absolutely there is. Because what? This is. So is it consistent with? Now that's intelligence. All right, but notice how your mind will resist it. And the Sanskrit word for Satan is resistance, which means mind. That your mind will resist because it can't allow for infinity. Why not? Because the mind is finite. So it cannot understand the infinite, so it makes up stuff. All right, and it'll make up a God. Okay, I think it was Jacques, and then Leonard, and yeah, it was Shay.
There's a,
Stand it, you want to stand up?
there's a part of the Bible actually that really talks about the isness of God. There's a part in the Bible when Moses goes up to the mountain and says, "Who shall I say sent me?" And the burning bush says, "I am that I am sent you." I am is my name forever. So God's name is I am, which is because whatever it is, it is what it is. And it's based on our definition of that I am. Because if I'm poor, then that's what my state of being is. That's what I see.
Yeah, that's because you think. All right. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you say, and that is probably, that's the only sentence in the Bible that's completely capitalized. I am that I am. All right, because it's absolute truth. All right. Now, since you said I, and what do you mean by I? Well, see, there are 12 I's I call, but y'all aren't I's, you're U's. Okay? I'm the only I.
Right.
All right?
To you.
But but there looks like there are 8 billion eyes on this planet. No, there's only one eye. All right? But the mind says there are U's, okay? And then you call yourself I. But I'm the only one that can say I. Do you get that?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that can say I. All right? Now, what is this I? Is it Alan Carter, a skin bag that came that's caught in time, changes, okay, and eventually will supposedly evolve into some other form, all right? Is that what I is?
No.
Or is this what I is? Okay, that I am the only one. All right? Since I'm infinite, I got to be the only one. All right? And I cannot know another since I'm the only one. So I can't know something opposite to me called Satan. Or something called Adam and Eve. All right? I can only know myself. Why? Because I am the only self. That's why, an ancient spiritual teaching is know thyself. What is this I?
Know thyself.
What is this I that says I am? Is it a human or is it God? And no human is God. Leonard.
So we've said this many times that Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." And you said that's pretty much erroneous because that's starting with the mind. And because of that, we'll never get to the point where we know what God's identity is from the mental plane. But what if he reversed it, or we reverse it and say, "I am, therefore I think."
I like that.
You see?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, what do I think about that? Okay, let me think about that. All right. What is thought? See, you have to then ask what is thought.
Right.
All
Time.
right. Time.
Right.
Okay. And time basically changes.
Right.
All right. And all thought is finite. Okay. So I bring in now another whole dimension. Since there's nothing outside of infinity, infinity has to include everything. But then the question is, can infinity include what is not? Okay?
Then it wouldn't be infinite.
Well, then you have to say who's asking the question. All right?
Right.
See, I'm always starting with Alan. Then that's the only main thing I'm concerned about is Alan. What's in it for me? And how is my world? And I've seen the world as a black man from Alabama, Huntsville, Normal, Alabama, who grew up, in the 50s and 60s and went to Morehouse and then Columbia, all that. And by being a male, I see something called females. And I see females differently than I see males. Yeah, y'all, in case you didn't know. All right. I see Beyonce different than I see Jay-Z. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I hope so, right? And because I held this male identity, I will see the world through this, what I identify as. Okay? Black, male, so forth and so on. All right? But that is all conditioning. That is based upon past teaching. When Joan and I were growing up, she got dolls. Me and Bobby didn't get dolls, okay? We got cowboy guns and stuff, all right? That was part of, our parents' conditioning. And it is the part, and growing up in Alabama during Jim Crow, I saw something called white and colored signs, all right? That affects mine. Looking at Donald Trump. Ugh. I can say, he is a racist or something. And then I get a bunch of people to disagree with me. All right? Yeah, but the point, is that that's just all opinion based upon past conditioning. No truth in it. Not 1 ounce of truth in it. So you're asking, how can this include that? Well, from Alan's standpoint of view, it has to. But from this, from an infinite point of view, what does it see? What does it know? Only itself. Okay? So it's like, maybe the best thing to do is to not know. But how you going to get there when you know something? You know something called, I'm Alan Carter. Okay, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is year 2017, and we're getting ready to have a new year. And you think that that's true, and it's a lie. This is not 2017.
So how can you know that you don't know?
Ask questions. Okay.
And how do you know it's the truth?
Because
The
this
answers.
is everything has to be consistent with this. Because this is absolute. Or I am that I am is another way of saying this. I exist. That you cannot say you do not exist and be truthful. That is absolute. Now you have to find out who or what I is. And my mind tells me, like I said, I'm Alan Carter, so forth and so on. Yeah, Lachey.
So from a creative point of view, so are we always creating from a past point of view, sense of that thought that you brought up?
Yeah, I mean, that's all a human can do is from the past.
So everything that we are creating is not really in this moment now. So when people speak about I'm living in the now, it's really a false statement because they're really living in a past tense.
Yes.
Right.
Reality.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's a verse in the Bible, I don't know where it is, but it says there's nothing new under the sun or something like that. There's nothing new here. Okay, it's all past based.
So are we just pulling from like a past bubble somewhere and just creating or
Yeah,
pulling
there are all
down
kind of
different-
theories. Like you go in the Eastern, they would say there's karma, which is past based upon previous incarnations and stuff like that. But that's all past based. And you come to the Western religions, particularly the Judean Christian ones, the Abrahamic religions. They would say, there's a future that's going to happen. The Bible starts off with, in the beginning, as Ada was saying, then it ends up in something called end times, okay, in the book of Revelations and stuff. There's a beginning and an end, but actually they say it's not an end because then supposedly, you go somewhere based upon some judgment of this God. But that's all just a story. You can't prove it, okay? This I can prove. I know I am. I know is. All right? There cannot be non-existence. All right? So yes, and it's not like I'm here to, basically attack anybody or disprove anything. I'm curious, but, I don't know other than that I am that I am. All right? Anything else other than that gets in the way. And that's why what we're doing here doesn't make any sense. It's not really worth anything. Okay? It has no value.
But the value we give it.
Exactly. I say, that, the Falcons losing the Super Bowl, is painful. Well, the New England Patriots said, no, it's joyful. And that's their point of view.
Right.
So I'm just always speaking my point of view.
That's right.
And my point of view keeps me saying, this is where the mind tricks you. It will make you, really hang on to your point of view as if it's true. Okay? And it says this is true. My religion, my politics, whatever, my point of view is true. Oh, really? Maybe it's just an opinion. check it out and ask yourself that. Yeah, Raphael.
Yes, because everything that we're talking about is that it's the past. So how can we get to feel good about ourselves? How can we get happy? How can we get this? So now we have to bring awareness to the self with tools, methods, practice, techniques. That is what alleviate the whole human.
But that's starting with the human. It's still about the human. You're trying to
But we have,
make that human better.
well, in Buddhism, that's what we have. We have the tools and practice and methods, meditation, to bring us fulfilling.
Yeah, man always wants something. And he wants to get something to make himself usually more comfortable and better. Okay, well, just again, like, this new year, I'm going to lose weight, whatever that you're trying to get better, you're trying to change from one state to another state, okay? And you can, there are all kind of practices. You can get drugs, take some mind-expansion drugs. Y'all don't know anything about that. Whatever. How come some of you smiled when I did that?
You can get married.
You can get married or get divorced. What they say, single people want to get married, married people want to get single. But anyway, the mind would basically say, out there, if you get to that place over there, you'll be happy. Yep. All right, whatever there is, okay? And then you get there, let's say you even get there. Let's say you have all, the sex in the world you want with Beyonce, anybody else, okay? My fantasy, all right? You make all the money that Bill Gates got, or whatever, all right? But you can't find happiness, not true happiness, temporary, but it has to change because that's the nature of the human mind. So if you get all the money, all the sex, all the power, all the whatever, fill in the blank, all right? That still won't do it. Now, you can slow down the mind, like meditation and stuff like that, okay, or yoga, which is probably better than taking, acid or drugs, okay? So we'll just put a comment in here, and, as we continue to look at this thing called time and happiness, to see if time and happiness can coexist. If there is a possibility that, if you do something in time, that you will be happy. And this is where we're leaving off, and we will continue this discussion. So be open to the possibility that there's something that you don't know. And maybe what you don't know is who or what I am.